Ashes and glory. After capturing Tagaria, the Empire's relentless progress appears to have temporarily abated. Alas, this does little to assuage Alitanian fears, and they begin to seek refuge in religion. In response to this demand, the Granville Church carries out its activities with increased vigor. Among its new initiatives is a promise to rescue a number of children from Westfield. They were orphaned following a disaster in the barren lands of Baladin Wilds and left to fend for themselves. The church enlists the Blue Foxes to rescue the orphans and bring them to safety.
Listen. They couldn't have.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's right. There we go. Thanks. Come on, ask me why I'm so happy.
Why are you so happy, Rickles?
Iscarian just told me that I've become a really great archer. I suppose he is a good teacher, and I've been practicing like a madwoman.
I did think that your accuracy had improved of late, but I had no idea that Iska was your teacher.
Yep, Iscarian's amazing. And he doesn't just know about archery, he understands politics too. He's been telling me all sorts of stories about the continent. I hope I can be like him someday.
You grew up hunting in the harsh wilds of Northfield, didn't you, Rickles? It takes talent and experience to survive in an environment like that. Iska likely saw that in you and decided to help you fulfill your potential.
Thanks, Andreas. Sometimes you know exactly what to say, don't you? Not as much as Iscarian, though.
Oh, really?
You got a moment?
No.
How about this? Come again.
Aye. Listen.
No, well, it's...
Mm-hmm.
I am terribly... I can't believe this. That's a huge... Thank you. Ever so likely. No.
Hey.
Oh,
Hmm.
I have to tell the truth. How about it?
Ah,
Are you serious?
aye. Iska, I've been wanting to ask you something.
Oh, yes?
What exactly is a knight errant?
It's just a title I picked for myself, that's all.
And what made you pick that one?
It's a long story, but since you asked. I was once affiliated with the Knightly Order. I served a middling Eastfield noble, Count Rotus, having joined at an early age. This was a long-held custom for lesser houses such as my own, House Colchester. I joined thinking I'd be able to protect the weak. I was naive. We had received an order to raise the slums. They'd apparently been infiltrated by spies. Now, at that time, I had a lot of friends from the slums. Good lads, a lot of them. But verifying each person's innocence would be too time-consuming, so we were told to kill everyone.
I see.
You can see where this is going. I realized then the purpose of our order wasn't to protect people. And so what can a knight in an order like that hope to achieve? I had to leave, and go it alone. Knight Errant was the title that came to mind. Someone unbound by any organization, following his own judgment, and protecting the people.
I see. Was that experience why you were reluctant to join the Blue Foxes?
Yes. And you should know that the resolve I felt on that day will never waver.
I'm sure it won't.
Maybe I'll put... So in summary...
How about this?
That should do it! Why, hello. All pain has left me.
However...
It's not a bad idea, is it? Sorry about that.
Aye.
Why, hello.
How about this?
What's that? Oh, really?
Aye.
Oh, really?
Anyway.
Hail! Has there been any more news about the situation in Tagaria?
Donovar should be able to answer that question.
Yes. I did make a few connections within the Imperial ranks during my time as a knight. According to my source, General Zavatian has left the front. His Lieutenant Osmaldo is in charge. There's no sign they're preparing for a new advance, but we must remain vigilant nonetheless.
And what of the royal government? They remain content to watch and wait?
Yes, though the Lord's Council has put conscription orders in place throughout the kingdom.
Numbers alone are meaningless. Unmotivated soldiers do more harm than good.
Aren't the people keen to take up arms? That they might avenge Prince Ivangar?
Not keen enough to risk their own lives, it seems. The faction conflict is also a significant factor.
Faction conflict? What do you mean?
With Ivangar Shatham dead, the two remaining heirs are vying for the throne. Victor Shatham is second in line, and Staris Shatham is third. The Lord's Council has split into factions, each of which is trying to influence the succession.
Needless to say, the faction which backs the right heir can expect to be amply rewarded in due course. This means that attempts to reclaim Tagaria may be more competitive than cooperative. With the faction seen to have contributed most to the victory, sure to win immense popular support.
The Council couldn't have picked a better time to start squabbling amongst themselves.
How about this? Yes.
Not bad.
Moving out. Form ranks, mount the defense.
Be gone with you.
One enemy unit taken down.
You're not allowed to die without a fight.
On my way. Be gone with you.
Yes, I'm going.
I understand.
Target eliminated. On my way.
Enemy eliminated.
Right away. I understand.
Deploying for battle. Understood. Moving out.
Yes, I'm going.
mount a defense!
Be gone with you.
Next time. Go. On my way. Go.
Yeah!
Be gone with you.
They just died.
On my way.
Understood.
I understand. You're not allowed to die without a fight.
I'll take you down. On my way.
You're no fun.
Next target. Go.
The enemy has been eliminated.
Yes,
Target going. On my way.
Understood.
Yes, I'm going.
You're not allowed to die without a fight.
Fort ranks, mount a defense! Yeah!
Be gone with you.
Target eliminated. Go.
Be gone with you.
Deploying for battle.
This isn't really my style.
Moving out.
I understand.
Next target.
Here I come!
We'll hold them here. Deploying for battle. Understood.
Yes, I'm going.
Here I come!
Enemy unit. Yeah! Understood.
Right away.
Yes, I'm going.
On my way. Go.
Right away. I understand. You're not allowed to die without a fight.
Form ranks! Mount to defense!
Go. On my way.
Be gone with you.
Enemy eliminated.
Go. It would seem I've grown stronger. How about this?
But
Well done. Aye.
I understand.
On my way.
Yes, yes, I'm going.
Form ranks! Mount to defense!
Be gone with you.
Enemy eliminated. One enemy unit taken down.
Right away.
On my way. Next time.
Live the Empire!
Go. Target eliminated.
Live the Empire!
going.
On my way. Done.
Form ranks, mount a defense!
Be gone with you.
I understand.
Deploying for battle.
This isn't really my style.
The enemy unit has been eliminated.
Yes, I'm going.
Deploying for battle.
Understood.
Next time. Done. On my way.
Yes, I'm going.
You're not allowed to die without a fight.
Form ranks, mount a defense!
I'll take you down.
They just don't. You're no fun.
Enemy eliminated.
I understand.
Yes, I'm going.
You're no fun.
The Empire! Moving out. Understood.
Done.
I won't miss.
Form ranks, mount a defense!
You're not allowed to die without a fight.
Be gone with you.
You're no fun.
Enemy eliminated.
Is that all you have? Next time.
Serve the Empire!
Go. I'll take you down.
One enemy unit taken down. Moving out. The enemy has been eliminated.
Right away. Oh, they just die. I understand.
The enemy unit has been eliminated.
Yes, I'm going.
Go.
Understood. We'll hold them here. Push forward. Be gone with you. I'll show you the fruits of experience.
Long live the Empire!
This isn't really my style. Is that what you have?
You're not allowed to die without a fight.
One enemy unit taken
Serve the Empire!
Hurry up and die!
Long live the Empire!
Next target.
I grow ever more powerful.
Capture successful.
How about this? Understood.
Aye.
This mission has come from the Granville Church. You will be heading to Westfield's Baladin Wilds. Wilds is not a misnomer. The region is all but uninhabitable. The land there is barren and ill-suited to agriculture. A true wasteland, plagued by natural disasters and infested with monsters. A recent tornado laid waste to one village, and many of the local children were orphaned. Escort the priests to Baladin and bring the children back to enter the care of the church.
This is to be our mission, while Tagari remains occupied.
There's no need to be preoccupied with Tagaria, Fred. Right now, we bide our time till the right moment. We must be patient.
And besides, we're mercenaries, are we not? We simply go where we're told.
But is our assistance actually required? What became of the children's parents?
It is reported many died trying to protect their young.
I wonder what brought them to that place. It's such a desolate and dangerous region.
Their village borders the frontier. The only region of DioField Island that remains completely uninhabited. It's one of the Granville Church's holiest sites.
All those tales are simply nonsense. People are foolish to believe in such fanciful legends.
Foolish or not, let's head for Baladin.
Greetings, Blue Foxes.
Greetings. You're Catherine, of the Templar Knights?
Yes, I'm to be your guide for this mission. I'll also be on the mission. The name's Estalt Ufer, mercenary. Estalt is a magicka whose services we have often engaged. He will fight alongside you.
I hear the way ahead is plagued by monsters. Is the boy really up to the task?
As long as we don't have to look after you, all shall be well. Andreas, are you listening?
Forgive me. I overheard the priests talking about some room that the children would be taken to.
Did you hear for what purpose?
No doubt they plan to introduce them to some of our scriptures. Does that thought trouble you? Have we some kind of problem here?
No.
I don't think we've heard the end of this.
We've been asked to undertake another escort mission. To rescue the children, we must ensure that the carriage arrives safely at its destination. This area is infested with fearsome monsters. Be sure not to get bogged down in battle.
Fighting talk. I like it. You'll make an excellent decoy.
What? Pay her no heed, Estalt. Her barbs belie her prowess on the battlefield. Aye.
The beasts are closing in. Everyone, prepare for battle!
Deploying for battle. Moving out. Deploying for battle.
Enemy eliminated.
On my way.
I understand.
Be gone with you.
Target eliminated.
Yes, I'm going.
The enemy unit has been eliminated.
Understood.
Push forward.
Deploying for battle.
Be gone with you. Target eliminated. Go.
Enemy eliminated.
On my way.
Yes, I'm going. One enemy unit taken down.
I understand.
Moving out.
I understand.
I spy a treasure chest.
Yes, I'm going.
Right away.
Understood.
Form ranks, mount a defense.
Be gone with you.
I understand.
Enemy reinforcements approaching from the flank. We must protect the carriage.
Leave it to me, Catherine.
Very gallant of you, Escort. Everyone, watch your rear.
I'll do my best.
You've come a long way since we first met, Rickles. Now, just keep calm. Focus on the enemy.
Okay, Escort. I won't let you down.
Next target.
Understood.
Go. Be gone with you.
One enemy unit taken down. Yes, I'm going.
On my way. Go. On my way.
Form ranks, mount a defense.
Yes, I'm going.
Yeah.
Be gone with you. Target eliminated. Go.
Fall into rank. I will perform a magical ritual.
I'll take you down. Target eliminated.
One enemy unit taken down. Understood.
to defense!
I understand.
Be gone with you.
And now you will die.
Go. On my way. Go. Target eliminated.
Understood.
On my way.
I understand.
Understood.
The enemy unit has been eliminated.
On my way.
That was quite a display, Escort.
You weren't too bad yourselves, but it seems we're not done just yet.
This next wave of enemies seem more cautious. As though they're scoping us out.
Keep an eye on the rear, and let's clear this up, quickly.
Right away.
Yes, yes, I'm going.
Go.
Moving out, deploying for battle.
Push forward.
You're not allowed to die without a fight.
Be gone with you.
Understood.
Yes, yes, I'm going.
Be gone with you.
Target eliminated. It would seem I've grown stronger.
Thank you for your assistance, Blue Foxes. The children have been escorted out of the wilds. They are now safe under the care of the church.
Safe from falling prey to monsters, perhaps.
What are you implying?
Human experiments. Testing the forbidden arts. Creating magic monstrosities.
That's preposterous.
Calm now, Walter Quinn. You don't have proof of any of this.
Perhaps not. But I've heard plenty of rumors about the church's humanitarian missions. Tell me, Catherine, do you know where the orphans taken in by the church are living now?
Forgive me. I must return to the High Temple at Harleglin.
She left in a hurry. Should we be concerned?
This may not be the moment, but you're a very special unit. I'd like to join, if you'll have me.
I have no objections. Your command of ancient sorcery was most impressive.
But Fred, he's still a child.
Exactly. Better for him to escape the Church's clutches before he becomes another experiment.
What? You think that's what they had in mind for me?
It's quite probable. After all, no one would look for you if they reported you dead.
It's true. And your magical ability would make you a valuable test subject.
Damn them! My life is my own. Mercenary I may be, but I am no mere commodity. That settles it. I must break free of this hell.
Then join us. But be aware that it's not an easy life. You may come to miss your hell.
Try me.
I wonder what happened to Catherine, the Templar Knight.
You should have stopped her leaving if you were worried about her.
Oh, I'm not worried, really. I'm unconvinced by Walter Quinn's claims about the Church's dark side.
Well, the rumors are common knowledge. Not that anyone dares to openly accuse the Church. Then again, if a Templar Knight were to give testimony as to what she knows...
You mean?
But even if Catherine were to spill the Church's dirty secrets, what does it have to do with us?
It might be our chance to live in a society that doesn't unthinkingly follow the Granville Church.
What's the plan, then?
I'm simply theorizing, Iscari, not planning.
You're trying to gain leverage over the Church. Why?
We ought to look after our interests, that's all. Our allegiance is to Duke Hende alone.
What on earth are you scheming? We're mere mercenaries.
Scheming? I was stating the facts, that's all. All for now, at any rate.
Having helped the unit rescue the Baladin orphans, young Magica Estalt Ufair is allowed to join the Blue Foxes. Meanwhile, fears of another Imperial advance prompt Alatane to open talks with the Alliance. The Alliance was formed in order to halt the Troveld-Shovian Empire's relentless expansion. It contains dozens of nations, but its key members are the republics of Verma, Aluge, and Porrand. The Lord's Council chooses Duke William Hende as their representative to lead the negotiating delegation. The first round of talks takes place in Southfield with representatives from Verma and Porrand. The Blue Foxes escort the Duke to the summit and are tasked with ensuring his safety throughout. Alas, the Duke rejects the Alliance's conditions outright, and negotiations are suspended. This rejection infuriates a Vermin diplomat by the name of Dalmatio. And he is seen cursing the Duke's name as he leaves the summit.
Listen.
Dearie me.
Oh,
So, anyway, that can't be right.
indeed.
Huh?
I guess.
Come on now.
Excuse me?
Hmm.
I am afraid that talks with the Roadtail Alliance have broken down. The terms they proposed were simply unacceptable. True shame.
And these terms were? They demanded exclusive jade extraction rights from the Gaian mines for 50 years, no less. A preposterous request.
Duke Hende.
What's the matter, Lorraine?
Alliance troops advance, and on this position, no less. This man will brief you on the situation.
My name's Castivir Bernal, a knight of the Republic of Verma. If I might be so very bold, Duke Hende, this is a predicament of your own making. The Alliance's diplomats lost great face when you summarily rejected their offer.
Frankly, the offer they proposed was simply unacceptable. If you've come here to have me reconsider, you are wasting your time.
These Alliance troops, they've been sent as an unofficial message. You are surrounded, but I will aid you nonetheless.
Why would a vermin knight betray the Alliance to assist us?
Simple. Because my country has already betrayed me. I can no longer return there.
Given the circumstances, we've no choice but to trust him. If he's a spy, we know what to do.
I have requested military support from the Royal Forces stationed in Southfield.
We must buy some time until they arrive.
Whatever happens, please stay inside, Duke Hende. We will protect you at all costs.
Duke Hende must be captured alive. It is only the mercenaries who are to be slain.
He's brought a sizable force.
Let me handle this. I'm familiar with their tactics.
Very well. But if you make a hindrance of yourself, we'll leave you behind.
Don't underestimate my abilities, Islander.
What are we to do now? There's no way out from here.
The Alliance has strength in numbers. Alone, its members are weak, but together, they overwhelm. They excel at scale and attrition. In small skirmishes, they tend to struggle. Our rear should be safe. We make sure our forces stick together and don't get split up.
Given our lack of numbers, it would seem we have no choice but to take out the enemy one by one.
Well, we can't allow them to enter the camp. We've erected a barrier, but it won't hold forever.
Yes, we must pay attention to the defensive side of things. To some extent, anyway.
That's my kind of fighting. Let's get started, shall we?
Deploying for battle.
I understand.
On my way.
Moving out. The enemy has been eliminated.
It can't be.
Understood. Yes, I'm going.
Form ranks, mount a defense.
Be gone with you.
Enemy unit. Take it.
Understood. Yes, I'm going. Understood. Be gone with you.
On my way. Go.
One enemy unit.
Oh, they just died.
The vanguard has fallen! Second unit to the fore! Drop the bridge! All units, fall back! They're using bridges to create new routes, trying to split our forces, no doubt. We mustn't allow them to do so. We shall focus our forces and punch a hole in their lines.
You used to be a knight, then you Gastavir. What can you tell us about the Alliance Cavaliers?
They're fast, but lack strength and tactical prowess. Even more so now they've lost their best man.
That is precious information indeed. Thank you for your insight.
Right away.
Understood.
Is that all you have?
Yes, I'm going. Understood.
The enemy unit has been eliminated.
Yes, I'm going.
my way.
This isn't really my style.
Form ranks, mount a defense!
Be gone with you.
It can't be.
I understand. Right away.
Understood. Yes, I'm going. Be gone with you.
On my way. Go. On my way.
Right away.
Here I go. Get ready!
Yes, I'm going.
You're not going anywhere.
Can't be.
You're no fun.
The enemy has been eliminated.
Be. On my way. Go. On my way. Go.
Oh, this feeling never gets old.
Deploying for battle.
Oh God, they just died. Right away.
There's not many of them, but they really put up a fight. Third squad, finish them! I can't believe how many of them there are. Is everyone still holding out?
Aye. No worries there.
Wonderful. Then we go again. Once more, into the breach. Understood.
Right away. I understand. Right away.
Deploying for battle.
Yes, I'm going.
Mount a defense!
You're not allowed to die without a fight.
You lightweights can't
I
hurt me.
understand. And now you will die.
I'll take you down.
You're no fun. They just died. I grow ever more powerful.
They've gone.
Well, look at that. You saved my life.
Think nothing of it. You aided us in turn. But why were they after you in the first place?
I was conveniently accused of a crime I didn't commit and sentenced to death. Rigorous judicial procedures don't apply to knights far from home in a foreign land.
Tragic, I'm sure. Now, shall we head back for Central Field? We have dawdled long enough.
I've been wondering, Castovir, why did the Alliance double-cross you?
It was simply a case of a lizard shedding its tail to save its life. Verma has always been the Alliance's dominant power, given its military and political might. However, a cloud of suspicion has long hung over our delegate. There were certain rumors. Aluge and Porrent sent spies to Verma to investigate whether those rumors were true. Only for them all to be killed, murdered with a modern magical weapon, smuggled from the Empire.
What was this weapon?
A gun grid. It's a powerful long-range firearm that uses small iron bullets. Now, it just so happens that I know a thing or two about gun grit handling. And so the shadow of suspicion fell on me, and it was decided that I should be executed.
And? Was it you?
Best not get into that.
Negotiations with the Alliance break down, causing Dalmazio to summon his guard and unleash them on Duke Hende. The Blue Foxes fend off the attack, and Dalmazio returns home with his tail between his legs. Yet the unexpected breakdown of discussions angers the mediating Southfield nobles. With House Redditch out of the picture, House Engram became openly critical of the royal government, playing into the Southfield aristocrats' fears that they would lose control of their territories. Before long, House Engram had succeeded in organizing a rebellion to overthrow the monarch's rule. In response, Duke Hende orders the Blue Foxes to nip the nobles' uprising in the bud.
Can I tell you something?
Indeed.
I hope this works out.
No.
Stop it!